People keep asking my thoughts on Death Stranding, so I thought I'd make one of these videos, something I don't make often. I tend to make more constructive videos where I'll put a lot of effort into writing a script, editing the video perfectly, and constructing my points in a well-formed manner. But people keep asking me, and I know I'm not going to get my Death Stranding video out for quite a while, especially with what I'm working on in December, with the advent calendar videos uploading every single day, having all this content to make and stuff, and then wanting to take a bit of a break with everything, like I always do over Christmas. So Death Stranding's video probably won't be out, the proper video, because I know it's going to be a big one to break all of this down properly in a way that I think is fair. It probably won't be out until January. So if you're interested in seeing that when it comes out, be sure to subscribe and stick around, because I think it'll be good when it finally comes out. It'll be something that I'm proud of. It'll be the next big project of to open 2020. But I thought I'd give my thoughts in a more casual, laid-back manner. I know people like it sometimes when I do this. So if you're new, grab a drink or something. I don't know. Grab a hot chocolate's always a good one. That's what I like. That's what I've been drinking while I've been playing Death Stranding, is a nice cup of hot chocolate. I'll wake up in the morning. I'll have a shower or something, get some breakfast, whatever, and then I'll grab myself a hot chocolate, and spend the day sitting down playing Death Stranding, capturing footage for the video, which will inevitably come out, and I've been really enjoying that. But I thought I'd talk about it from the perspective that I have, which is an unbiased perspective, I think. In terms of, I'm not a Kojima fan, but I also don't hate him. I don't dislike anything he's ever done, or him, or the way that he makes games. I'm very open to things when I play them. I played Metal Gear Solid 5. I played for a couple of hours. I don't know what it was. It just wasn't for me, I don't think. But a lot of people have also said it's not the best Metal Gear game. Try Metal Gear 3, so maybe I'll go back and do that one day. But that's the point of view that I'm coming into this from. So I wanted to try and tackle this as best as I could. And I think that I can understand why Death Stranding is getting what it's getting, the divisive comments that it's getting. There's either you love this game and it's the most new, inventive thing ever, it's so much fun, the gameplay loop is incredible, the story is so intriguing, or you're getting this, oh, it's a walking simulator, it sucks, you know, the gameplay's just fucking boring, it's not satisfying, it's not rewarding, it's long-winded, the story's a bit too convoluted, it's classic Kojima. And I can understand both sides. I fall into one of these sides, which we'll get onto in a minute, but I definitely understand both of them. And as I've been playing the game, I'm like, I completely get why this game is getting what it's getting. It's like Red Dead Redemption 2, that the split that game gave, although it wasn't quite as vast, was for very similar reasons. But I think this game is getting it a little bit more so because of the way that it's not just the design of the gameplay loop, but like the way that it's structured and the way that it gives it to you, which I'll talk about in a second. But like I keep saying about that, I need to stop starting points and then saying I'm going to talk about them in a minute. Let's talk about what I think. So personally for me, I've really been enjoying Death Stranding. I really have. And if you're someone that usually agrees with everything I say, like on Assassin's Creed, for example, if you agree with that, if you agree with what I've said about Red Dead Redemption 2, if you agree with what I've said about, you know, multitude of games, everything that I talk about, if you usually find yourself agreeing with me, then I can probably say that you'll enjoy this game. I can probably say you'll get into this and you'll be like, yeah, this is definitely for me, this is my kind of thing, and you'll have a good time. So if you think that you can trust that, you know, what I'm saying will line up with your opinion, I'd say go play it. Just don't even watch the rest of the video, just go and fucking play the game. If you've been on the fence about it, I am saying I enjoy it personally. Like, really enjoy it. So if you normally agree with me, go play the game. Now for everybody else, let's talk about this a little bit more. So what let's talk about why I think it's getting as much hate. Not hate. It's getting a lot of backlash. You know, let's talk about that. So I think some people are giving it backlash for the same reason Red Dead Redemption 2 got backlash, which was the pacing, which was Red Dead Redemption 2 had very slow pacing, but alongside that it had a very consistent story, and the gameplay loop shifted significantly at points. So you were either doing shooting missions, chasing missions, tailing missions, you're either immersing yourself in the world, you could do what you wanted in that setting, and the missions changed things up. Although a lot of people just generally didn't like the slow-paced nature. And that's one of the backlash things that Red Dead Redemption guys like, oh, you cow milking simulator, or, you know, this or that, cowboy simulator, you know, that sort of thing, where it's like, oh, I'm just riding my horse for 15 minutes, this sucks. Just people that generally don't like slow-paced gameplay. Whereas Death Stranding some of the criticism is that, I would say. Some of the criticism is they just don't like slow-paced games. And that's fine. If you don't like slow-paced games, this isn't a game for you 100%. This is not for you. If you're on the fence about Red Dead Redemption 2, if you were like, I like the game, but the gameplay is like, nah, this game will not be for you. Just don't play it. I can guarantee that you won't like it. But what this game does that Red Dead Redemption 2 didn't do is that this game doesn't have that same consistent story pacing. And I don't mean that the story's paced badly, because I don't think that it is. It's just you don't get this instant gratification and reward of story for completing objectives. I probably had like a good few hours and hours of gameplay between cutscenes. So like I would do all of this stuff and then get a cutscene, and then do a load more stuff, and then get a cutscene. And the cutscenes are always in big batches as well. Like, the opening of the game is probably like an hour of cutscenes with some interactive bits here and there, which was really nice. And then it drops you into the game. It's like, okay, now just play for like 5 hours with like bits of minor dialogue here and there, and then you get another big cutscene. And if you're sitting playing in bulk, that's really good fun. And it can be very rewarding, because you can kind of switch between, okay, story mode, gameplay mode, and it kind of melds together in that way if you're playing in like big bulk sessions of like 5 to 7 hours, something like that. But if you're playing, like if you don't have a lot of time and you're playing like 2 hours a night, maybe you got kids, you got a wife, you don't have time for this. It's like the evening, when everybody goes to bed, you can play for like an hour or two. You're not going to be getting a lot done. It's going to take you a few days before you get to that next big batch of cutscenes, only to go through what you just went through again, and you feel like you're making no progress. And I think that is something I can fully understand, and it's going to take you a long time to finish the game, because I think I'm about 20 hours in at the minute, and I don't feel like I'm even close to the halfway point, which proves this game is very long, and it's a lot of, on the surface, right, it's a lot of the same stuff. So let's talk about the gameplay loop right now, because let's just get that out of the way and talk about what is this game and what does it actually consist of. So on the surface of this game, it's a very well-made, very interesting and new postman simulator. And I'm not going to say walking simulator, because it's not, and that's stupid, and I hate that criticism. Like, every game is a walking sim, like, fuck, it's stupid, that's dumb. But it is a postman simulator. On the surface, the entire premise of the gameplay is delivering packages. That's the whole premise of the game. And, I mean, I'm someone that loves Euro Truck Simulator. I love simulator games. Yeah, I always have. And so, to me, that on its own would be a game that I'd probably play in my spare time. So, if that's any indication, then, you know where I'm coming from. But, essentially what you'll do is you'll go to a outpost. They'll give you, or you can take on optional ones. Some are story related, some are optional, but it doesn't matter really what the package is. You'll load it onto your back, and as you do more, you can carry more things. You can carry them in different ways, and you make your way from A to B. You deliver the packages, you get XP, you get upgrades. End of. That's it. That's the general basic gameplay loop if you strip everything back. But it's more than that, because of the way that the gameplay is actually built and the way that the maps you're moving through are built. And I've been doing some side stuff, but I haven't been going out of my way to do side stuff, because I feel like if I do, I'm going to be retreading a lot of ground, and I don't want to do that. I want to keep making progress and keep going. If I can pick up packages and deliver them, fine, I'll do that. If I can do some side stuff here and there, fine, I'll do that. But I've been mostly focusing on the main story, and I think the pacing of the main story in terms of its gameplay loop and its progression is good, and I think it's very satisfying, but that is coming from someone that's been playing in bulk. Like, I'll sit down all day, because it's my job, so I'll sit down all day and play Death Stranding all day, like, from when I wake, so, like, probably from, like, 9 till 5, and so, or, like, with a break in the middle, so I'm playing it for long periods of time, and in that sense, it's satisfying, and I can see what he's doing, and I can see the way this game is built, and, as you complete things, you always get new things. The game is always giving you things. It's like, oh, here's an upgrade for this grenade that can take out the enemies. We'll talk about the enemies in a minute. Here's an upgrade for your stun gun or whatever. Here's an upgrade to what you can carry. Oh, here's a new thing you can build in the world, because you can build things. So, like, you can build bridges to help other players, or you can put ladders down, or you can build towers or generators. There's different kinds of vehicles, and you get introduced to more of those as you keep going. And the introductions of new gameplay elements get bigger and bigger the more you progress. And it's frequent. It's not like you play for 5 hours to get the next big upgrade. It's like after every mission, you're getting a new upgrade. Whether it's a minor addition or whether it's a major addition, they come frequently. And I think that's what keeps me hooked. Is like, I'm doing this to see, well, what's the next thing that I'm going to get when I finish this? That's like the gameplay reward for me, is, can I carry more things? Am I going to get more interactions with players in the world? Like, am I going to unlock a brand new thing to build, a new vehicle, a new weapon? Like, what am I going to get here? A new gameplay element, like a new upgrade from my scanner. And I think those are things that are really satisfying when you're playing this game. The game, like, it's not this mindset that you get with a lot of games where it's you're playing through this bit to get to the next bit of story. It's like the story will come, but because it's so few and far between when you get cutscenes, it feels almost like the enjoyment and the fun and the reward is in gameplay. And so I personally just enjoy the base gameplay of walking through this really nice looking world and avoiding certain areas where there might be enemies, and getting, trying to work with the landscape, maybe taking a vehicle, maybe having to get off your vehicle, using the items that you have to navigate this landscape, slow pace style, relaxing, drinking a cup of coffee, drinking some hot chocolate, and just progressing through this world, delivering your packages and slowly upgrading and getting new things. I enjoy that, right? But then when you add this layer of the way that it can get tense, so the enemies in this game are called BTs, and I'm not going to get into the story for it because it's too fucking complicated, but there'll be these enemies that'll appear and they're invisible, like you can't see them properly, and you'll use your scanner to determine like where they are. Like it'll be blinking, and when it gets faster, they're closer to you, and like you have to make sure you hold your breath, and it can get super tense, and it's like you're navigating through this environment that's super hostile. And then like sometimes you'll get in a situation where you got this massive BT and you're like throwing your bombs at it, like you're trying to dodge its attacks, and like you got this mini boss battle, and then when you get out of it, you're like, wow, I fucking took down that thing. That was intense. That was a great battle. And then you just continue on through the world. You make your way up a mountain or something. You got some nice music playing in the background. It's super relaxing. You deliver your packages. You get your next upgrade. And there's just something about that gameplay loop that to me is just so satisfying, so relaxing, so fun, so dynamic and diverse in the way that it can go from relaxing walks through the country to being attacked by these killer fucking blob monster things. Like, I don't know, man. It's just something about it I get a kick out of. Something about it I really, really enjoy. And I can't fully describe what it is. I mean, I've got gameplay playing in the background, raw gameplay, and hopefully that illustrates to you what I'm talking about. But it's something about just the raw gameplay itself is fun, laced with these interesting things that'll throw it up, change it a little bit. With these battles, with these enemies that can show up, which vehicle are you using? Then you get these little side ideas in your head that are like, oh wait, there's this road here. What if I finish this road for other players? That'd be a nice. Like I found myself genuinely caring. I remember when I started playing this game, I was like, oh, there's a ladder here left by another player. I'm never gonna do that for anyone else. I'm just gonna do what helps me out and just carry on and get through this. But I got to this point where I started helping people out. I'm like, oh, I want to build this bridge, or I want to finish this construction someone started to build here for him. I want to finish this road, so it's easier for me, but maybe it'll be easy for other players. Like, I found myself really wanting to do that, and I think the interaction you get is really nice, like the way you can see who's liked your things, people that are helping you out and have delivered your lost packages and stuff. It's like, it's nice. There's this sense of community that you get from all the players that are around you, because you feel like all the players are very present, because you always got these little signs popping up or things that people have built, and you don't feel alone in this empty space. You feel like there's a lot of people here as well doing the same thing as you, and I really like that too, the sense of community, and I've really got involved in that as I've been playing the game. So that's another thing I've really enjoyed in Death Stranding. And there's just something about all of it coming together that works so well for me personally. And I think it comes down to how much do you enjoy slow-paced games? Do you like games like Euro Truck Simulator? Do you like games like Game Dev Tycoon? Do you like The Sims? Do you like City Skylines? If you like those sorts of games, this game might be for you. Because on top of all of those things, on top of all the things that it does so well in terms of its simulator mechanics and the way that it's doing the slow-paced gameplay that changes itself up sometimes, it's got this story and these characters that are so very interesting, so well executed and performed. Like Norman Reedus is doing a brilliant job. Troy Baker is fucking outstanding as always, and all of the other side characters are all very compelling, very interesting, and it's got this story on top of it that is so bloody interesting. It's something that has really reeled me in. And I mean, I'm a sucker for like weird shit, like confusing stuff. that makes you think and is like, oh, what's going on here? It's super interesting. But the way that it drip feeds you story is so nice. I love that. The way that you're finding out more about this little baby that Norman Reedus is carrying around, Norman Reedus the actor, is carrying around within this weird world. The way that you're finding out different things about like the BTs, how to combat them, how, you know, you specifically as the player, like the guy you're playing as is important in that. The mission that you have, the general mission to go all across America and link it up and stuff, all those things coming together are very interesting, and they give you just enough to keep you hooked for the next cutscene. Just enough. They don't give everything away at once, but they don't give away so little that you're like, ugh, what was the point? It's always a satisfying amount of story. When you get to a cutscene, you get something interesting, something to make you think, and that's something I really, really like. I think that it's so new, it's so interesting, and it's very innovative. And I think that if you don't like it, you're really not going to like it. It's one of those games, like, if you like slow-paced games, if you like games that take their time to do even the smallest things, and so you can just sit back and be like, I don't care how long this takes me, I'm just going to get lost in it and enjoy it, then this game is probably for you. Like I said, if you normally agree with me, then I would say play this game. If you like games like Red Dead Redemption 2, this could be for you, but it goes more in the direction of a simulation, like a simulator type game. Not completely in like a direction of like a Euro Truck, because there is a story and there is action to it as well, and there are characters and things, so it's not completely just simulator based, not like a train simulator, farm simulator, you know, those. It's not one of those sorts of games. But then again, it's not a general open world or linear action adventure game or RPG. It's something new. Like, I don't even know what genre I would call it. It's part simulator, part adventure game, part RPG, part story-driven, like, linear experience. It's so weird to explain what it is. I don't really know, but there's something about the gameplay that is just so satisfying that it keeps me going on to the next mission, and then the story is just so intriguing that it keeps me going for the next cutscene. And it's just something for me, man. I don't know. Like, I feel like we're going to get a few people in this video passionate one way or the other. You know, that are going to be like, oh, I'm so glad you enjoyed it. I fucking love this game. It's incredible. Best game I've ever played. And then you're going to get the other end of the spectrum. People are going to come in like, you fucking idiot. This game just sucks. You're just a fucking shill. You're just fucking pretentious cunt that likes shit games. Like, I don't know. I can't really say anything other than the way that I have found it as I've been playing it. And I'm not trying to like it. I actually went into this game with the mindset of, I would love to hate this game, because I think it'll be fucking hilarious to tear it to shreds in a video. I thought that'd be so much fun. But I like it. I really like it, and I'm absolutely loving my time in it, and I don't really care how long it takes me to finish. It's one of those games where I'm not in a rush to get to the end of the game and to find out what happens at the end of the story, as much as I'm going to be so interested when I do, because I'm so intrigued by it. I don't really care when I get there. I'm just enjoying the ride at the minute. The gameplay to me is so like my kind of thing, that I'm really just having a blast playing the game, and I don't really care how long it takes me to finish, because I'm just having a really good time with it. And I think that's all I can say. I don't know if there's much else to say without going into spoiler territory. Not that I can really spoil much. I don't know a whole lot beyond what I've already seen, but it's just such a unique experience. It's a really well-paced game if you like slow-paced games. If you don't, it's still a well-paced game. It's just not the right pacing for you as a player, because you don't like slow-paced games. So that's just how it is. It's got a huge emphasis on story, but also a huge emphasis on gameplay, and that's not something you find very often. It's almost like Kingdom Hearts in that regard. Although Kingdom Hearts is a bit more cutscenes oriented, especially KH3. That game has a lot of fucking cutscenes, a lot of long cutscenes. But it's similar in the sense that it's got very strong gameplay and very strong story, and those two things tie together pretty well. But they don't have to. It's like you could do both on their own. Like, you could do just the story of Kingdom Hearts and just the gameplay, and they'd be equally as good. It's the same with Death Stranding, I think. If you had just the gameplay on its own, it'd be like, this is just a really fun, like, new take on, like, a postal simulator. And if the story was on its own, you'd be like, well, this is a really intriguing mystery story with, like, action and intrigue and emotion in there. Like, that's a great story. But when you bring them together, you get this meld of both of them, and they play off of each other very well and give you the sense of reward and satisfaction. Like, I don't know, man. I don't really understand much of the criticism other than I get it if it's not for you. But there's been a lot of people that have said, like, oh, I love slow games. I love slow-paced games. I love just ones where you just wander around not doing much, but this game sucked. I just can't understand it, because to me, the game's built up so well, and I've never felt like I'm doing nothing, because I've found, like, my own reward in doing the things that I'm doing. It's like, I love getting the XP to get the next upgrades. I love feeling like I'm genuinely helping this world. I love feeling like I'm helping other players. I love completing my own mission. I feel satisfied when I've made it halfway across the map, just walking, holding these packages, engaging in enemies, escaping these near misses, just to collect all these packages on the way, finally get to this location, unload them all, and be like, I fucking did it. And it feels so good. To me, I absolutely love that aspect of the game, and I don't think there's much else I can say but that. Those are my raw opinions so far on Death Stranding after playing it for about 20 hours, I think. At the least, it's been 20 hours. It might be more, but I think it's been about 20 hours. So that's all I have to say as of yet. Let me know what your guys' thoughts are. Are you enjoying Death Stranding? Do you think it's absolutely terrible? Are you yet to play it? Has this swayed you one way or the other? Let me know. I'd love for you to let me know in the comments. If there's any other videos you'd like me to make, be sure to do that down below as well. Leave down below what you'd like to see. If you haven't already voted for the Advent Calendar poll, go ahead and do that. It's up on my community tab page. If you're interested in doing that, voting for videos that I'm going to make in the month of December, that'll be a bit of fun. And that's it. I'm streaming New Vegas as well every so often, so stick around for that. It's my first time playing it. Go and check that out. I've already done 2 episodes. If you want to catch up, go check them out on my channel, and I'll be doing more in the coming days. So that'll be a really, really good time. And I think that's it for this video. Don't forget to check out all links below. Follow me on Twitter, Instagram. I really appreciate it. Keep up to date there. Second channel, join our Discord, all that good stuff. That's it for this video. All right. That's it. We're good. We're done. All right. Thank you very much for joining. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you soon. And that Death Stranding video, the final video, should be out probably early next year. I do apologize that it's taken me so long, but it's just how it's got to be sometimes. You know, that's just how it is. But that's it. All right. Thanks for joining. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you later, boys. Bye-bye.